Hello, happy Tuesday, everyone. This is the second broadcast in the series here on Build Your Publishing Sales Machine. And today our topic is on organizing your golden content. And what I mean by golden content is all of your ideas, all of your anything that you may have written already, video podcasts, broadcasts, training videos, any of those things that you've already created that could be your golden content that can go into a book or a membership program. And just to over review here, what I mean by a publishing sales machine is I'm combining book publishing with course creation and marketing. And so the book is purely text and for the most part, and graphics, images, something that can be printed, course creation. It can be any multimedia thing. It could be audio, it could be video, it could be text, could be images, infographics, any of those kinds of things. And then the marketing part is to sell it all. So, the next, what I'm going to say is the first step is taking an inventory of what you have, all the good things that you already have, and also create places for you to create new things, to write new things, to write planning notes, outlines, all that kind of thing. So here, I'm going to just share my screen here. And this is Google Doc. I have what I do with our clients. Almost the first thing we do is we create a folder in Google Docs and a bunch of subfolders, and then use that to organize things here. So this is mine. This is my. I'll go back one level here. This is my Greg Dixon Writing 2024. I'm going to treat myself as though I were my own client. And this morning I just went put folders for each of the books that either I've already created, this Trend Trading for Financial Freedom, and these other ones are items that I could write. The next one I'm likely to do is this last one here, all my relations, and I have an entry here for this publishing story. No, that's the wrong one. Okay, one more back. How to build a publishing sales machine. Got a typo in there, but that's part of the process. So you can see there, I've got a section for presentations, for planning, and then there's going to be a membership course. So part of this whole thing is the sales machine. Is there's going to be a printed book, and then there's also going to be an online course or membership to go with it. So so a lot of the same content will go in the same places. And then I've got a marketing section, ideas, and here's the book idea, and then I've got a place for covers. So what I suggest is one of the first things you do is you create a folder for yourself. Like if you were working with me, the first thing I would do is create a folder for you with your name and then the project we're working on. Start collecting stuff. Like here, one of the things I do is I tend to broadcast, to do things live, and that ends up with course material, and I can transcribe it. So this is the material from the very first broadcast from yesterday. I've got the image. Let's see. I'll just make that. That's the little badge I used for it. I got a transcript that I got from YouTube. I subscribe to a thing called Clarity Scribe that also does a good transcript and show notes and things. And then there's the video itself. So, so that's the first process. The first step of the process is to collect all of your information, right? And then the next stage is there we go, to organize through outlining. And I never appreciated outlining for the longest time, but I've learned that it's a very valuable thing. I spent decades at university studying various things. I'm going to share this screen instead. And I find if I do an outline for something, which is a book or a course or a project or anything like that, once I have the outline, more or less, it's just filling in the gaps. So here, I've got this template here. At some point, you'll have access to this, but here's some notes about creating the template. And I'm using sort of document practices, good practices. These copyright, these are kind of boilerplate things that are in most books. And there's a table of contents, and the table of contents is generated automatically based on headings. So there's forward, preface, introduction. That's a heading level 1. That's a heading level 1. And you can have multiple levels of headings, but if it's a simple book you're creating, there's probably just going to be one. And then there's about the author section. So this whole item here is something you can create your plan out. So if you're just planning, if you want to create your outline here, basically you can just create a new chapter, and give it a chapter heading, and then it will automatically generate this table of contents. And so that's just a practice. And if you do this, if you work from a Word document, or this is a Google Docs version, the more consistent you are with using headings and subheadings, the easier it is to submit your document for printing, for publishing to Ingram Spark or Amazon. So the other thing is I also use uh, okay. The other one note here is I'm just gonna make another comment about this. I'm gonna go back and converting your golden media. So you you may I write a lot, and I also do video a lot, and I go both ways. So sometimes I'll just get up and I'll do a video presentation, and then I'll transcribe it and create the written text to go with it. But sometimes I write everything out as an article or a post to begin with. So when you're collecting your media, when you're creating new stuff, especially, um, you can pick the way that works for you. So so what so you may like to write, in which case, if you may like to write, then that can be converted to a video script, and made into a video later. Or if you like to do video or audio, and we've done things where people don't like to do either, and we just get them to read their story, read their stuff into a phone, and then that can be transcribed later and converted. So the point here is the media translations can go in all directions and go from audio to text and video to audio, and each way. So find a way that works best with you. But the golden content idea is that you probably have most of the stuff that you already need for a book in the form of either papers, things you've written before, blog posts, any kind of presentation you've done before. So may before you write something new, create something new, just collect all the stuff that you already have. Um, the other thing I want to say about going back to the outlining idea is I use what I use for publishing books is for formatting, for uploading to Amazon and to Ingram Spark is a thing called Atticus. And let's see, I'm going to share this tab here, and you can see I wrote my own book, put this thing Trend Trading for Financial Freedom a while ago. These are various books that we've published for clients recently, and I'm going to, just for the sake of the exercise, I'm going to create a book for this, Build Your Golden Publishing Sales Machine. And well, why not? And so Atticus here is interesting because it's really organized by chapters. Each one of these things is a section, and in a way, they have a life of their own. And again, I've just put in sort of headings and subheadings, and that gets generated by a table of contents here. And this tool here is actually, in a way, it's a lot like writing with Word. One of the things that I like about it is it enforces certain kind of style guides. So you cannot just simply format and do anything. Like in Word, you can change the font every 2 seconds and change all of the colors. Basically, this kind of enforces styles, and it has enough different things that you can do to graphics, that kind of thing, to make it interesting. Enough specialized things, but it's all going to be compatible with when you publish it. And here the other thing is you have a whole pile of different themes that you can choose how you want it to go. And this is really not a good. Maybe what I'll do is I'm going to go out of this, and I'm just going to go. This is my book here on trading, trend trading for financial freedom, and we do the formatting. And here, there's this is the print format. You can preview it. Oh, okay. If you click on there, you may or may not be able to see. Okay. All right. You can't see it. It popped up in. Okay. I can change that to this window here. Okay. So what it did is it created just this one chapter, and that's the only chapter. It does a preview of what it's going to look like, basically a PDF. And yeah, so that gives you a pretty good idea. And also here we can preview what it's going to look like in an iPad here, which is sort of an EPUB format. And so you can get a really good idea of how it's going to look. And then when you're ready, when everything's ready to go, there are options here for publishing, for printing, export a PDF or an exported EPUB. So, but we're going to talk about that tomorrow and those details here. So the main thing I wanted to talk about today is to organize things. And I'm just going to say about this is I will write a book, and I'll write it completely in Atticus from the start. I'll just organize, get it ready, and in a way, that prepares you to format it. Though there's a downside to that. In some ways, the Google Docs, if you're going to get people involved with editing your book, doing things, then Google Docs is a great way of doing that. You can get multiple people to share the document. You can go through and run through editing, make comments and things, and then get that all the manuscript all sorted out before you start moving it into Atticus and going from there, because it's harder to get team editing once it's in Atticus. But if I'm just going to write something for myself, then I'll probably write it directly. It's I've had that habit. If I'm going to write a blog post, I write the blog post live in WordPress. Sometimes I'll write a document and go through that process and copy and paste, but often I'll do it directly. When it comes down to it, is what's going to work best for you. My recommendation is to use Google Docs, and there's a huge amount of different things. You can use spreadsheets there. You can create a document which is like Word. There's an add-on so you can do mind mapping if that's what your thing is, and you can find a way that's flexible for you. And maybe you don't even want to use digital stuff. I know some people who plan their books by using like the 3x5 recipe cards, and they just write ideas on them and they can sort them and organize them. So whatever your writing process, the main thing is just to do it. I just think Google Drive is, for one, it's for mostly free. I have so much stuff in there. I pay a small monthly fee because I put video and things in there too. But the average person will just need, they'll never expire. They'll never exceed the limit for the free account, and it's very, very good value. And so that's enough for today. And what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to prepare for publishing. So I'm going to go through the process of what happens once it gets into Atticus for formatting to go up on Ingram Spark and Amazon, and I'll show you the process there and a little bit about the cover design. The cover design's pretty fussy, so the 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 dimensions have to be exactly right. Amazon provides pretty good templates for doing it, but often, if you've got a book created by somebody on Fiverr, um, it's going to take some tinkering. So that's one of the things. But tomorrow we'll go through the process of printing the book part of it, and also the online course and membership part of this whole thing. Anyway, that's all for now, and talk to you soon.